Not just any rink demo. How about a super demo here with the guys, Panger, Johnny, and we're joined by Reeder and Weeksy. Weeksy's got the gear on, so I know goaltending is certainly going to factor in this one. Andrei Vasilevskiy back in net tonight for Tampa, one of the bigger goaltenders that we have in the league. What's it like for these big guys facing these guys out here? Or more importantly, I should say, what's it like for these guys facing a big goaltender these days?
Yeah, we kind of have everything covered because we have you're coaching.
No, I'm out of here.
Which I like
Goodbye.
your coaching. All right, now we got Panger, so we got a bit of a shorter tender, and we got Reeder, defensive specialist, and we got Johnny as our offensive guy and our goal scorer. So we're just going to talk a little bit about Andrei Vasilevskiy being back, what it's like for him, and him being a big goalie, Vezina Trophy finalist too, coming off of a great year, and what it looks like when you see him in the net. He's a lot more physically imposing. So if you see his size compared to that of the average NHL goalie today, 6'2.5", fellas.
Weeksy,
pretty tall.
That's basically you, right? You're just on.
Close.
You're 6'2".
Yes, we might have to tweak the 202.
Yeah, well, you played at 200.
yeah, exactly. We might be. But Panger, take us through this right here.
Well, I went into Tampa Bay to do a feature back then with TSN, and we did the swap of the equipment. Ben Bishop said something funny to me, because I'm 5'4.5". I played in the NHL 135 pounds, and he said, I wouldn't wear these goalie pads in street hockey as a kid. Those were the last pads that I ever got, and I ended up retiring and never wore them in the NHL. But there is a bit of a significant difference because the pads are 39.
The crazy part is your pads
39.
are wider than his.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. We did cheat. My one pad was 14 inches wide, but it was 27 inches high.
Wow.
Who's going to say, that my pads look too big?
Right.
Nobody would have said that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Didn't really help my stats anyway.
Sure. So now basically what's interesting about it, right, is you guys are coming in and you're shooting on a bigger goalie versus a smaller goalie. So, Johnny, you're just saying something off camera. So take the viewers inside what you're thinking if you're shooting on a bigger goalie, so to speak.
Generally speaking, bigger goalie, they cover more net. That is their advantage. That's why they are now averaging 6'3" and 200-plus pounds, because just when they are there as a shooter, and I'm going to shoot on Kevin, average-size NHL goalie right now, I don't see as much. His shoulders are high. They're above the crossbar. His legs are out towards the post. I don't see a lot of room to shoot in the four corners. And I don't like shooting up here because you might hit that.
Yeah.
But the one thing I do find I see more of when I shoot against bigger goalies is their five-hole, because their legs are longer, their feet get a little bit wider, and I see a little bit more room in here. Now, I didn't like shooting five-hole because I wasn't very good at it, I didn't shoot it well enough. But that's the one spot where you see less room always. The one spot where I would see more is between the legs of a bigger goaltender versus a smaller one who may be a little tighter, not quite as much in there. So if you want to shoot him, try to get him through there, you can, but
pretty easy.
I was not good at that one. That was the one place.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's obviously advantage bigger goaltender, like a Vasilevskiy, they come back because they just have the size to take up the net.
The other reason that players shoot five-hole a lot, and I think shooting five-hole is great when you're moving. So if I'm coming in, especially coming in off my off wing,
right?
If I'm coming in here and I start to move to the middle, you have to plant on one foot and separate.
Right.
So as you're doing that and I'm moving, I've got to shoot it as I'm moving, which you have to open up. You just can't
bunny hop over.
You can't slide over.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't
Little
happen.
shuffles.
And the other reason, that's one way that I always look at it. Especially playing alumni. We don't play in the league anymore, but I do play the odd
alumni
time.
games, yeah.
You get out and you're not zipping pucks high anymore. The goaltenders are just too quick. They're usually much younger, but they have to move. So you see a lot of guys are doing that, especially when they're moving. And the other reason in the NHL to do it is where are the rebounds created? Rebounds aren't created from here.
No.
If they
Terrible
hit
place to
here,
shoot.
it's out here. Rebounds are created when the shot comes from here to here, and you score most of the goals in National Hockey. You're scoring most of the goals on second, third scoring opportunities. And so if you're shooting for a rebound, you might go five-hole. You see a lot of shots are also maybe inside the post or here, but if you're shooting in this area, you have a better chance of getting a second scoring opportunity if the save's made.
The old pass-off pad is a big play nowadays.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Go for the second opportunity, not the first one.
And one other thing that players like shoot at, Kev, you want to get down in your butterfly, if you can.
Yeah.
Careful now. Now,
Exactly.
we see all kinds of goals. The 6-hole, the 7-hole, underneath here, between the body and their hands. And again, for bigger goaltenders now, their levers are longer. So they got more to get down because they're just further away from the body. So another part where you see guys, and I don't even know if they do this on purpose. I think some really skilled guys might shoot, trying to bang it through this hole or maybe slip it under their. But I think just knowing that if they elevate and get it just off the body, gives themselves a chance to squeak it through those underarm plays. Because you try to go top glove, picking cherries. I mean, the goaltenders are just so quick with their gloves. So when the scrambles, they come up, if you can get it kind of banking through there, that is a more difficult place for bigger goaltenders, perhaps, to squeeze down just because they're a little bit taller.
And
Makes sense.
with the equipment changes,
Yeah.
that area
It's
is
a little
now
trim down on the
little-
biceps.
A little more
right?
space.
And the chest
Yeah,
protector a
more
little
room in
tighter.
there.
Exactly. When you're having to go, as you said, having to go from here to there.
Yeah.
We've got some more B-roll, though. You can go ahead and throw to that, Steegs. We got some more B-roll on Andrei Vasilevsky. And what's interesting about it is watch him, great position, out up on top of his crease, and still really mobile, Panger. But in instances like this, he's playing to his size, which is something that's good to see, because we also see other instances where goalies are big, but they also play smaller. So just run us through this montage, Panger.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I think for a larger goaltender, less is more, and it's hard to explain less is more. And sometimes, as you see in that video clip, that Vasilevsky works real hard on secondary chances because he tends to do a lot. And he's very active. His feet are active. And whereas, there's Ben Bishop is a good example of a guy that throughout his career, he's been taught and told, and it's been reiterated, less is more. You're big. Less is more, And
Let your size do the work.
Let the size do the work, and you don't have to go outside. This is the crease right here. The net's only 6 feet. You don't have to go out here. You just have to play the post and stay inside the post and have good control of it.
Come this way for a second.
So I got to ask you a question,
Yeah, 'cause-
Panger.
go ahead.
So we see Vasilevsky on top of the blue paint.
Okay.
All right. So when you played, how far out from the blue paint were you?
I was top of the crease.
See, that's amazing, because if you're both on top of the crease and we're coming in,
Right.
you're not thinking 5-hole on you, because we're going to see more net, just size, total stature-wise, especially
If you're talking about a breakaway, I think I was classic old school where you start out and I try to back and time it back and in with you.
You would have to be, because in the game where we played against each other, you would have to come out, because, we had Alan Bester was our goaltender in Toronto, and Al wasn't much taller.
Little guy.
Same thing. There were a lot of little goaltenders who played. And they challenged, because there was so much more net when you're looking at if you decided to stay inside the blue, no matter where you are. You're just seeing, it's just that your shoulders are on top.
Mike Smith can do this.
Yes.
crazy,
And even then, he's guilty of playing too deep in his net.
Henrik Lundqvist, another guy who sits at the goal line.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And there's no margin for error. If it trickles through your arm and you're on the goal line, it's going to go in. If you're out here and it trickles through your arm, you might have a chance to sweep it behind you.
Panger, I want to get one quick thing in for for bigger goalies that sometimes play a little bit small. Maybe you could show the difference between a big guy crouching and making himself small, and you being a quote-unquote undersized guy and making yourself look
Not
bigger.
quote-unquote, he's undersized.
Quote-unquote.
He's a small goaltender.
Well, for number one, it's patience. Like
Sure.
Wayne Thomas was my goalie coach, and he was the best at teaching patience. Now, what exactly is that? For me, it was staying on my skates for as long as I possibly could, staying on my edges. And even goalies of this day, like when Carey Price is running into trouble, he's sliding.
Yes.
And he's not staying on his edges with patience. When I was at my best, I could actually see a puck come off the blade of your stick, and I wouldn't move. There was going to be no movement from me. So I played a game like this.
Right.
When I was younger, I was all over the place, and I was a butterfly goaltender like Mike Palmateer, and I was reckless. And then I became a patient, calm goaltender. And to your point earlier, the 5-hole, so my 5-hole, if I spread my legs like this, my 5-hole was still very small. Most guys would shoot it and hit me right here.
Right.
So it was an easy save for me if I just stood there because they couldn't hit that 5-hole. It was just... There wasn't enough room.
Yeah.
Take your advantage where you can. Listen,
Absolutely.
I think we got some clips of Panger playing that patient style. We got anything? There he is.
Hey, that's at the Garden.
There is the patient.
Oh,
Oh, the
Garden.
glove save and a beauty, Panger. That's the
Okay.
Iserman. You took that one away from?
Sorry,
boy.
Stevie Y.
Yeah, that's all right.
Your boy.
Pay it back. There he is
You
on
are
top
at
of the
Garden
crease.
too. Saddle
Top.
ball.
I don't know about textbook there, but he's a battler. Paddle down.
What do we got here?
Absolutely. Get over there and watch your left hamstring.
Oh, my!
Nice. Nice.
Wait a second. I've never been 156 pounds.
That's your gear on.
I'm not even 156 now.
We're
goaltender
adding-
complained that they were
giving you some
listed as
size.
too heavy.
We're giving you a little size. Take it.
Building you up here.
Yeah, use it to your advantage, man.
156.
I was 130,
fun.
135.
135. 138
That's
now.
156 was with equipment. That's with
Yes,
equipment.
that's
Yeah,
what
exactly.
it was. Soaking wet.
Scales.
See what happens? Give us pucks, sticks, gear. We're going to have fun for about 20 minutes. Scotty, I know you're over there somewhere. Get us out of here.
I'm here, and I live
boys.
for Weeksy in his prime and Panger in his prime, those clips. The game is a gift. Visit your local retailer or Bauer.com for great holiday gifts.